Wallet, where we break down the world of investing in business with insights you can actually use. Today, we're diving into an exciting evaluation of a company that's been making waves in the defense and government sector. AirShip AI, or AISP. Is this a hidden gem for investors or just another ambitious player in a competitive field? Let's find out. So AirShip AI was founded back in 2003, which tells us something important right off the bat. They've been around for 2 decades. Longevity in business is no small feat, especially in a tech-driven, high-stakes world of defense and government contracting. Companies like this often get a leg up by establishing themselves early, grabbing key contracts and building relationships in an industry where trust and reliability are everything. They position themselves as one of the first in their field, securing contracts with high-profile entities like the Department of Homeland Security. Now let's talk numbers. AirShip AI's gross margin sits at an impressive 75%. For those of you new to the term, this means the company is keeping 75 cents on every dollar it earns after covering production costs. Why does this matter? Because gross margin is a sign of efficiency and profitability. It tells us how well the company is turning its revenue into resources it can reinvest. In the third quarter of 2024, the company pulled in $2.9 million in net revenue and $2.2 million in gross profit. Essentially, they spent only $700,000 to generate $2.2 million. That's a lean, well-oiled machine, at least at the production level. As investors, we love to see this kind of cost control. But, and it's a big but, the picture isn't all rosy. AirShip AI reported an operating loss of $1.6 million in the same quarter. That means that their operating expenses like salaries, R&D, and stock-based compensation outpace their gross profit. Why? One major factor is stock-based compensation, where employees or executives receive shares as a part of their pay. Here's why that's important. Stock-based compensation doesn't drain the company's cash reserves, but it does hit the bottom line on paper. So while it affects short-term profitability, it can actually be a very positive sign for long-term growth. It signals the company is investing in retaining top talent, which could pay off down the road. And let's be clear, scaling up operations, which is likely what AirShip AI is doing, often comes with growing pains. Higher operating costs could mean, higher revenue and profitability tomorrow. But this is where we as investors need to stay vigilant. Sustained operating losses over time can signal inefficiency or financial trouble, so monitoring this is key. So let's shift gears and talk about what really caught my attention: their contracts. AirShip AI is a $4 million deal with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for border surveillance. And this contract alone has the potential to generate over $50 million in revenue over the next 4 years. That's massive. That's a massive opportunity, and it speaks volume about the company's credibility in a highly sensitive space. All right, they've also landed a $1.2 million contract for Acropolis, enterprise video and data management platform. And there are a few other contracts that we can't really talk about because they're pretty much highly classified. That tells you the level of trust they've built in the defense and government sectors. On top of that, AirShip AI participates in Joint Interagency Field Exercises, or JIFX. So where does this leave us? AirShip AI has the ingredients of a promising company: strong margins, a track record in the defense space, and major contracts with high revenue potential. But their operating loss raises questions about how well they're managing their growth strategy. In a market that values innovation and scalability, companies like AirShip AI can thrive, especially with a government-focused portfolio. If we consider the political climate, particularly that of a Trump administration, defense and border-related companies are likely to flourish. It's something to keep in mind. That said, as investors, we need to monitor how they handle their expenses and whether their investments in talent and infrastructure are going to pay off. A growth phase is one thing, but financial strain is another. And as investors, we have to know the difference. Knowing the difference will keep you ahead of the game in evaluating companies and looking into other opportunities in the future. If you enjoyed today's evaluation, then make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you can make sure and catch all of my other content. Of course, if you are not a member on Patreon, make sure you sign up because I will be revealing much more than one company at a time. You'll be able to see some of my picks that I have in my portfolio, how I am structuring my portfolio, and some of the methods that I'm using currently to actually save and acquire my wealth. Hope to see you all there. Until next time, I'm Christian. This is The Grown Wallet. Thanks for tuning in.